What's going on, everybody, and welcome to Call of Dragons. We have a game right here that's about to release in 2 days, and I am currently playing on the beta server. The whole idea of this live stream slash video that you may be watching later on is to give free-to-play players and very low spenders tips and information, guides, and all the stuff that you need to know so that when you dive into the game on launch day, you are prepared to slay. Now, all of this information is coming to us straight out of Call of Dragons, but even more straight out of the Blood Moon family. This is the alliance that I'm going to be associating with and part of through my entire journey here inside of Call of Dragons. I'm very excited about this. We have some amazing people. If you ever want to come through, I did link the Discord in the description of this live stream and in the description of this video. You could come through just as a guest to hang out, or you could apply to be part of the family. We'll see if you guys stack up to be part of that. But much love to everyone from the Blood family. I see some of you guys here right now, and I see a lot of you going ham on the Discord. So big ups to the Blood family. Now, what I'm gonna do is, and what the idea of this whole event right here is, in about 15 minutes, we're gonna be having the Blood family all on voice talking about their best tips for Call of Dragons. And I'm talking about best tips that are specific for people that are free to play and that are low spenders. Now, these people have been playing Kingdom Builders for years, along with myself, along with our good friend Chiscool. Remember, Chiscool is now covering this on his YouTube channel as well, Chiscool Gaming. Make sure you go support his stuff also. But the cool thing is, these guys know everything that they need to know, and gals, of course, about the game. And they're going to be opening up and sharing with everyone, not just with the Blood family, but with everybody. So if you want to get some of those tips, stick around. If you don't want to sit and watch me take you through the game over the next 10 minutes, you could skip forward. That's cool too. But they are all going to be on voice. And to be honest with you, I'm going to kind of be a fly on the wall. I'm going to be playing through the game. I'll be a bit of a fly on the wall, listening to some of the tips that they have to say, engaging with you guys in the chat as well, and really kind of absorbing some of the information myself. Now, for some transparency, I am playing on the beta server because at the point of this live stream, Call of Dragons has not yet launched. It drops on the 28th, March 28th, which at this point in time is a day and a half away. So at that point, what I plan to do is completely start over again on a brand new server with the Blood Moon family and the whole Blood family actually, and completely start a new account. New class, new faction, new everything. What I've been doing around here for the last few days is casually playing through the game, getting used to the mechanics, seeing what things are about inside of the game, and really just enjoying it and having fun and really realizing that this game is really good and that I can't wait to spend the next years playing it on this channel. And to the point where I like this game so much that we dedicated a full channel to it. I didn't put it on my main channel. I didn't put it on my Diablo channel. I created a third channel just for Call of Dragons, and that's it. And this is going to be really amazing. So let's look over to the chat really quick. What's up, Joss? We got Zed, Christoph. Yo, my editor's up in the house. What's up, buddy? How you doing? He's the one that's been making these videos look super nice, or at least the majority of them he does. One second here. There you go. Mr. Incredible's in the house. What's up, man? Nice to see all you guys here. Yes, Christoph, this is related. This actually is going to be the Sunday meeting for the Blood family. We are going to be piping in all of the audio, all of the tips, all of the information for everyone here to see on live stream and on YouTube as well. So it's kind of exciting stuff. I'm stoked for it. I'm going to probably pick up a few tips of my own along the way. Brand new channel. I have to customize some things. So if you're in the chat right now, let me know. Have you played Call of Dragons? Or are you waiting for it on launch day? Really curious to see who's been a player of the game and who is waiting for the game to actually release. Let me know. Yo, what up, Moby? How you doing, man? And honestly, In all seriousness, much love to the Blood family. You guys have been completely amazing and supportive of me. I'll be real here. Starting out a brand new YouTube channel as a YouTuber for 7 years that has an established channel and a medium channel, then to start out with a baby channel, it's hard to do. It is hard to do. All right, so this meeting is going to be starting in about 10 minutes. I'm just making sure that I have all of the stuff ready to go. There we go. Yeah, we're going to be piping them in probably in about 5 minutes. So let me take you around my city right here. We have a lot of stuff going on. It looks like some of our research is about to be done. This is one of the biggest tips here as well. Keep your research going. And I think what we're about to do, we're about to unlock level 2. Level 2 troops, which is going to be great. Remember, that's one of the first things you're going to want to do is push your troop level. You want to try and get to T4 as quickly as you can. Now, thanks to my editor, we've been putting out some content on that and how to... Oh, what do I need to do here? We need to get some of these up. Technology. Okay, cool. So we have to do some upgrades here to get this to happen. Sacred Hall. We have to get our Sacred Hall up. We got to get our wall up, and our wall should be ready to go. No herbalist hut. We need to speed up our herbalist. Wait, do I have to do both of them? I do. I thought I only had to do one. Oh, this is... No, that's not true. Let's go here. A 30-minute speed up. Clipping. And I am currently playing this on BlueStacks. If you want to download BlueStacks or Call of Dragons on BlueStacks, you can do that. I have links in the description for both of those. All right. So we are up right there. Beautiful stuff. We can move this up. Oh, wait. Am I only 5? We got to get this up quite a few levels. Upgrade that there. We'll ask for help. We'll probably use some speed ups along the way, too. You're playing while I see. Nice, man. Nice. So, question for those of you that are beta players right now. Are you going to maintain your beta accounts into full release, or are you going to start up new accounts? What's the plan? We also have a bunch of stuff that we've completed here. Quite a bit of things. This is actually my first time logging on for the day because I don't have it on my phone. It can be more difficult for me to play like as casually. I have to sit down at my computer to play. That'll change upon full release of the game, though. I'll play it on BlueStacks as well as on my phone. We'll take that speed up. What's the unlock price here? $10. New. All right. You'll keep it as a farm. Yeah, I like that, Mr. Incredible. So, let me get some research going here since it's going to take a minute for me to get some stuff going. We'll come on over to this and let's get some gold mining research up. We'll get some alliance help as well. Currently, I'm in just a random alliance on the beta server because, again, this was just for fun, just playing around with things and seeing what it all kind of looks like. So this is not the alliance that I'll be playing with upon launch. Not going to keep it, just a trash test account. Yep, same thing here. Spent no money on this account. It's completely free to play. But I've only been playing it for about a week. The majority of my Kingdom Builder experience comes from about 2.5, maybe 3 years in Rise of Kingdoms. I also played probably State of Survival for 6 months, and I played probably Infinity Kingdom for 6 months as well. Oh, yo, thanks, Nathaniel. What's up, bro? I'm excited for the launch as well. I've been waiting for the right Kingdom Builder to take the place of Rise of Kingdoms, and I think we've found it. I think Call of Dragons is going to be the answer that all of us are waiting for. I'm gonna get our claims in here. All right. Always make sure you claim your stuff, boys. Also, what faction are you guys playing as? I look forward to switching it up, seeing what a new faction looks like. Oh, there we go. Take that. Titan's Legacy. Also, let's see what the shop, the Dragon or the Goblin Merchant has for us. I always get things that are boosts with that can get me more resources for the resources I spend. So actually those weren't. This one right here is. Also, it keeps them safe, right? I'm not going to get any of these yet because, well, we don't have the most resources. Yo, what up? Dinos, how you doing, man? Wolf. Humans to abuse mages. Best for mages. Does faction matter? Faction matters mostly because of the hero that you get with your faction. From the guides that I've seen, and I'm probably going to put one out soon as well, you're going to want to go with the order. Because with that, you're going to get, who I don't have, Wildeer, who's probably the best of the 3 heroes that you can get to start. Wildeer, I have a Gwanwyn, because that's the faction I started with, and you can also get this guy, Bakar. Yeah, which I think this one, they look the coolest, in my opinion, but it's probably not the best starting faction. And again, remember, you can swap factions at any point in time. All right, it looks like what I think I'm going to do in about 1 minute, I'm going to pipe us into this meeting. Now, keep in mind, when we go into this meeting, it's going to be right up into everyone chatting. Everyone's going to be talking about what's coming up and what's going on. I may interact with them and chat with them a little bit, or I may just kind of sit back and chat with you guys. We're going to have to see how all that's going to go. And I got to make sure that I can have my permissions right, because I don't want to interrupt their meeting talking to you guys here. So we'll get it all good. I'm going to bring us into the meeting now. It may take a minute or two for us to get things started, but guys, welcome to the Blood Moon family. These are the people that I'm going to be playing beside for years to come, and maybe some of you as well. Again, the Discord to the Blood Moon family is in the description of this video / live stream. If you want to be part of what we're doing, come on through, hang out, be a guest. You could all chat in there, and then maybe it could even go further. All right, so I'm going to bring us in over there. I'm going to be quiet until I make sure that I have microphone settings proper. If I can't respond to you guys over voice, I can always type it in right over here in the chat for you. But this is really about listening in on this meeting so that you guys can learn the best ways for you to be free to play and the best ways for you to be a low spender upon launch of Call of Dragons. All right, guys, we're going to hop on into the meeting and get things going.
Okay. So I think a balance, do some, but don't go nuts.
Oh, Echo, welcome to the voice chat.
Thank you, guys. Just want to let you know we're live right now. I'll keep myself quiet over here so that I don't interrupt your meeting, but people could be watching us on YouTube, taking the tips in as well from Blood Moon. So thanks for having me, guys.
Okay, perfect. We'll be starting in 2 minutes. If you also have some questions, Echo, or if your chat has any questions, you can speak up. It'll be okay. This is a Q&A, not this a meeting.
Sounds good. I will. Thank you.
To give you an idea of the count that you're looking at, Dadbot, this is a Kingdom 1 first day, first beta account. Started off in a nice little corner of Catilia. I've done just about all the behemoths, done just about all the raids.
We can actually watch their stream.
Medium to low spender, in the 30 power range. Give you an idea where I'm at.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to get off of my game.
I'm ranked 81 at my highest power.
And we're going to go look at what they're showing.
These guys are absolute monsters. Merit-wise, I am hitting above my weight, which is always what you want to see. Nothing. Resources, don't worry about that. Dragon Trails, something you will want to focus on. And we'll go over that a little bit today, I imagine. This is the current Season 1 layout of the alliances. We're in a bit of a peace state at the moment. And that's kind of the alliance merits. TM, TA being the top dogs, good fighters, good leaders. BDL God being my side, better fighters, better leaders, but we lost.
Meow. Okay, so I guess it's time to start. I reckon everyone who wanted to join is here. I'll be going through some talking points and follow Dad's bot stream as he will be showing some visuals of what I'm saying. Let's just start. First of all, this is mostly for free-to-plays and low spenders. Some of the things we'll say could be different for spenders. For example, the starting faction. There are 3 starting factions, but the one that you want to go with as a free-to-play is always the humans, or Call of Order, I believe they're called. Now, this is for many reasons, one of them being the hero, and the second reason being that you get 2 camps to train magic units. And magic units is what you'll be using the most of as a free-to-play. Yes, sorry, what are you saying?
I think it's some background noise.
Yeah, I reckon their mic is not the best, but I think they muted now. Anyways, always, as soon as you start the game, start as humans. It will help you greatly, and it's basically the only faction you should be choosing as a free-to-play and low spender. Then, as soon as you start the game, rush your city hall. Go get as high as you can. Start joining an alliance, because in this game you won't be able to join an alliance when you're city hall level 2 or 1. It will take a couple of levels for you to get the alliance building. As soon as you get the alliance building, either join Blood Moon and there are alliances, or Blood Oaths, wherever you're part of. Then, as soon as you join, keep rushing. Building priority should always be City Hall, then Alliance building, because this will give you more helps. More helps means faster building, means wasting less speed ups. Then you should always upgrade your research building, and then go on with the City Hall requirements. We have made a list of every City Hall requirements, and they're in the server. So when you're rushing, always check that list, and it should tell you everything. Then for research, start rushing economic research first, so you can get architecture to a good place. A very good tip is to scout as soon as you join the game, because for a couple of few research, there are these buildings in the game, unlike villages, they're camps, and they will allow you to complete your research immediately. Meaning you'll be able to tap them, and they will give you the option of collecting a research for free. So, for example, architecture 1 to level 5 takes up a couple of hours. But if you're scouting well and you find a camp that allows you to finish it completely, that's like a couple hours of speed up saved immediately just by scouting. Keep that in mind. Then for policies, yes, go on.
Sorry, I had a quick question about that. Do we know like what the full limit of the texts that we can find on these
Yes,
camps
we do.
are?
Yes, for economic tech, it's until architecture 1. And for military tech, you can only get a couple levels up of few first military technology. So basically, the stats, you can only get a couple of those. If you can see that spot stream right now, you'll only be able to get this to the first few levels.
So is it worth it to start with actually researching military tech first if we're gonna just naturally collect the non-military
My
tech?
suggestion is, as soon as you join, do the researches that take the least amount of time, because then when you find the camps will give you the research that takes the most amount, if that makes sense. You understand what I'm trying to
That's
say?
a great tip right there.
Yeah, so always do the research that takes the least amount.
If you do the research that takes the least amount of time, then when you find those tokens, you're gonna be able to use them for more valuable research. Smart.
Yes.
When we transition from like early, like day 1, day 2, and we start moving towards like actually doing all the tech stuff, should we rush for a certain area of like get the bare minimum to hit a certain point, or are we just free to go where we
Very
want?
good question. I forgot to mention this. If you're free to play and low spender, you're gonna need to rush for T4 as soon as possible. The benefits of getting T4 are massive in many areas, especially in this game's version of Expedition, which is Dragon Tail. So always rush for T4. Of course, you're not gonna immediately abandon the economic tree. You're gonna get scholarship up a few levels, but the main mission is to rush T4.
Thank
Is
you.
that an okay answer? Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Good. Then policies. Policies unlock at City Hall level 8. In policies, first of all, you access policies in the notice board. That's where you access policies. For policies, you should immediately rush military expansion, military expansion 1 and 2. Military expansion 2 is better because it gives you more troops per level. Delicious, if you can see whose mic that is, and mute them, please.
Yeah,
so we don't have background noise. Okay,
Yep, I got
perfect.
it. I got it.
Okay. So for policies, I was just saying, always rush military expansion. This will make you able to have more troops in your marches and will help you the most. And then also go for free healing instead of resource healing. This is crucial. It's basically been proven so far that free healing is far better than resource healing, since there is still a cap to resource healing. It's not unlimited. So always go for free healing, especially if you're free to play, but also if you spend quite a bit, free healing is still very good.
Okay, so when you're a spender, free healing is better as well.
Yes, free healing is always best. In the beta, the strongest players in the game, Ghost, for example, went resource healing, and he regretted it a lot and has said many times that he wishes he went for free healing instead.
I have a question here. So
then let's move on to heroes. Heroes are basically one of the most crucial parts of the game. The first hero you'll get if you follow our advice and go with humans is Walder. As soon as you get him, level him up, fight Darklings with him, so you don't have action points in the beginning. You should be able to level him up quite fast, and also you should be able to skill him up quite fast, because you can get more sculptures of the first hero you choose. Now, once you get him to level, and once you get him able to have a deputy, the deputy, in my opinion, should be Velen. Velen is a legendary hero, and you should max Velen's first skill up before skilling him up more. But he is far better than an epic such as Alwyn, even though it might be easier to max Alwyn. If you get very unlucky and cannot max Velen, then definitely consider going for a epic hero. Then I would recommend running an Archer March with Guanin as a primary. I'm sorry, I know I'm messing up the names, but to be honest, the names in Call of Dragons are kind of confusing. But she's an archer and peacekeeping hero, and a precision one. You should pair up with Nico, and this will be your Behemoth March, and will greatly help you in Dragon's Tail as well. Then you also need a tank, an infantry tank. I would suggest going with Eliana. Eliana is not an infantry commander, but her first skill does offer her healing, and she's a pretty tanky commander as well. You'll be able to get her. She's basically like Lohar's Trial in Rise of Kingdoms. There's an event in the second day which will help you get some sculptures of her. Then I would suggest pairing her up with either a legendary or the epic infantry commander, whichever one is in a better place. Now, if you spend even a little bit, you'll get Lilia. Lilia is the best commander in the game by far, and if you get her 5-1-1-1, I would recommend running her immediately. Pairing her up with Velen will create the best mage march. But if you want 2 mage marches, you can run Lilia Walder and then run Alwyn with Velen. That's my advice. Also, personally, run Flying March. Flying March should be with ATS and Tia or ATS and Craig. Not all people can do this because it takes quite a few troops to fill a full Flying March, but eventually you should be able to get this. Again, every legendary max their first skill and then level them up. So also Tia, make her 5-1-1-1-1. Sorry, 5-1-1-1. That's basically it for heroes. I've suggested epics for primaries because you should not be, as I said, you should not be leveling up legendaries without maxing your first skill. But in the second season, always put the legendary as the primary commander because it will help you not get targeted and other benefits.
All right, so far I think we got some really great tips on our commanders as a great base point. You know your race that you're going in as, you know the few commanders to kind of focus in on, and you learned about, for legendaries, upgrading that first skill before you move on to any of the others. For epics and that, it's okay to kind of vary that up because you could get those sculptures easier. But with legendaries, make sure you max out that first skill first. It's the most important.
Yes. In Dragon's Tail, as that bot is showing now, you get India's from using the Dragon's Tail currency. She's a great commander for gathering. Other commanders for gathering are Pan, also Kela. Also, you can use Ordo as a gathering commander because he will give you a small gathering boost as a Chakka. Now, one thing that I forgot to mention is when you're leveling up heroes. For gathering heroes, always level them up to level 1 or level 3 and get their first talent max, because this first talent will make it so whenever you're gathering in the field, you get XP. So, for example, you're gathering heroes in the first few days, they'll be one of your highest level heroes because you just be gathering them constantly and getting free XP every day. Once they're a high level and you can have a secondary, you can put whatever secondary you want to level up. For example, you can put Walder if he's your main commander, and will help you level them up faster. That's basically for leveling up commanders.
That's a great tip.
Yeah. Also, keep in mind that you, for example, if you're running Indies with Walder, and they both got the max amount of XP for that day, you can replace Walder as a secondary and have another secondary to get the XP for them as well. If you're an active gatherer, leveling up heroes in the first season should be very easy, and it will put you on top of the rest even if you are a free-to-play or a low spender. Does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, I got a quick one. Like I don't know what's a good timeline, like maybe by the end of season 1. How far, like if you're running Walder Valen, like how far would you have Valen skilled? If you were active, like free to play or low spender?
Well,
Would you
in
have
the
him, like,
start of COD, the drop rate was actually better. I'm aware that people managed to get well, not Valen because Valen got released recently, but they would manage to get commanders up to like 5-1, 3-2, which is a lot of skills for the first season. But so far recently, I'm aware that they can get like 6 or 7 skill ups in a one season. But they removed a legendary commander from the keys, so maybe that has improved. But we don't have a definite answer because it's always changing so far. We haven't had enough data to say, okay, this is how much you'll get.
roughly we should be able to max at least the first skill.
Yes, the first skill, if you will be able to max. If you're active, if you're getting gold keys, you should be able to max the first skill even as a free-to-play.
And that's straight free to play or like super low spending?
No, straight free-to-play, you should be able to max.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, over time. I mean, I wouldn't shy away from the epics. They still do the job. So don't feel like, oh my god, I can't fight if I don't have this.
Yeah,
You know?
but in
you'll get
Call
a
of
lot of
Dragon,
epics.
yeah, but in Call of Dragons,
And the end of the
any
day, it's
legendary
RNG.
5-1-1-1 is better than an epic. Basically, legendaries are very good. Once you get a legendary 5-1-1-1, they're very good to go. Use them, especially for season 2.
If you are lucky, you can max it really quick if you get like 2 legendaries up front.
You have to be very lucky, yeah. Does anyone have any other questions for heroes?
Yeah, do they have skill lock like in Rise of Kingdoms?
Sorry?
Do they have skill lock?
No, they don't have skill up.
So you just keep them low
Yeah.
level and just don't level
Yeah,
them up.
that's why I said, yeah. You cannot level them up. One thing I didn't mention is I didn't mention any cavalry marches because I believe as a free-to-play or low spender, cavalry aren't really that useful, especially in the first season. Because one, they're not very good commanders. Two, they're not very usable in the open field. If you're running cavalry in the open field, you can only be doing cavalry because controlling them in the open field is very hard. As a free-to-play, I will personally only train workhorses for 2 reasons. One, to make my gathering easier, of course. But the second reason is because of how a free healing works in the Call of Dragons. The more troops you have, the more you can heal. The maximum is having 10 million troops, you can heal 2 million of them per day. That's basically the rule. And it doesn't matter what tier they are. So if I train a lot of workhorses, I'll be able to heal my T4 faster. Does that make sense? If you want to run a cavalry march, you can. There's currently Alistar as the epic cavalry commander, and there's Emrys and Bakshi, which are very good commanders, but they're mostly for rallies, and in open field they get burned very quickly, and the trades are not very good.
Are Cavs the best rally in this game?
Yeah, it depends on the situation, but Cavs are currently a very good rally, especially if you get into a well-positioned zone and you start rallying cities. Cavalry are amazing.
So Hosk, Emrys, probably.
Yeah.
Bashki Emrys.
Yeah. Does it make more sense to fight creeps on the maps or to do forts like Rock? Exactly like Rock, it matters on the time. In the beginning of the game, the forts are not very high level, so you should definitely fight Darklings. But later in the game, as you enter the final zone, forts are high level, and you should do forts. Alliance officer will notify you when to start doing forts, when to start prioritizing forts, because you should always do forts. That's basically it. Just like Rise of Kingdoms, not much change there.
Yeah, does forts give gifts as like Rise of Kingdoms as well, and AP and all that kind of stuff?
I'm not certain that, but if you can answer that, do you get AP from Alliance?
No, not AP. No. You
Yeah.
get
Forts?
your. I don't do many forts. I mostly just EXP off of Darklings. But forts, you get your stuff for your rally beacon. You get stuff like a little bit of resources. You get some EXP. But the nice thing about forts is you get EXP in a book instead of straight to the hero, so that you can choose where to put that EXP. So a lot of people right now are actually doing solo forts. So you send a rally, somebody joins it. As soon as the fort starts walking, you leave, and that way you take 100% of the rewards, and only one person's using the CP. It's a little bit less EXP than just killing Darklings, but with the other stuff, it can be kind of nice.
10% less.
And what I was
Also,
asking is, does it give alliance gifts to everyone,
Light,
like in Rise
yes,
of Kingdoms?
yes. Sorry,
And,
that
does
was
that affect like a gift level, or you know?
yeah. You can see my screen there. So you
Yeah.
got your level 5 force spoil right there. This is your premium, purchase ones, and this is your PVE ones. The chest is a little bit different. It's percentage based instead of like you get this.
So that's cool. I mean, that's something we might want to think about, is like running 1+1 forts every day, right?
Yeah, I think pushing forts as a group is going to be really, really big, especially with our buying power. This chest level is going to go up real fast. So I think pushing forts is going to be a big thing. I know I'll be out there pushing forts on a regular basis.
Yeah. Officers
Yeah.
will let you know when you should be focusing on forts only. Basically the same thing. In Zone 3, for example, I'm pretty sure we're going to do a fort only policy. Not only, but like fort focusing policy, because the rewards are just better for the alliance and for the individuals.
Yeah, in the
Zone
beginning,
3 is the
obviously,
final
it'd be
zone.
Hercules.
I'd like to move on to gems. Gem spending for free to play. The first thing you should focus on always is gathering 5k gems. When I say gather, I don't mean gathering on the map, because the first few days you won't be able to gather on the map. Just saving gems up. 5k gems to get the second builder. If you spend any amount of money, the second builder bundle is the first thing you should buy. I believe it's 5 USD in most countries, and it's great value, and it saves you a lot of gems. So that's definitely, if you spend, that's definitely something you should buy. But if you don't spend at all, then save up 5k gems to buy the second builder. After acquiring the second builder, the second focus should be getting VIP 8. VIP 8 has massive bonuses. It gives you a second builder queue, also a legendary hero token every day. After
And it's
VIP 8, yes, Tom?
It's selection the legendary, right?
Yes, you can select what commander you wish to get heads of.
Does anyone know what it would cost to get VIP 8 on day one?
Money wise or gem wise?
Money wise.
No, I don't have the information on
Just
that.
a
Maybe
day
that
one
bot.
rush.
Wait, I tell you now, I should be like, I think it's 35, because when you get the second builder, you have 1,250 diamonds as well. And
It's not very expensive to get VIP 8.
No,
Actually.
$35. That's perfect because you do that right away.
Yeah.
You're getting legendary tokens.
somewhere around that.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
if you play extensively as well.
Even for a low spender, that should be a focus. Just day one, get VIP 8.
yeah.
Yeah.
VIP
you get
8
that
is not
second
very
review for sure. It
Right when
it
you
doesn't
start.
take much. It doesn't take much.
That's awesome.
Quick question. How far should you go in the VIP? Like, how far should you rush
That's
it from
what
the
I
start?
was about to say.
Okay.
You should get VIP 8, and then you can focus your gem spending on other things such as wheels and artifact events. Because after VIP 8, the rewards aren't that massive. Like, you don't get anything that much better afterwards. Getting 2 hero tokens a day is very far away. So it's not that worth for gems wise. Spinning wheels and all especially artifact events should be the main focus. Of course, if you're close to a certain level of VIP and you have the gems, you can rush it, but definitely not just focus all your gem spending on VIP after VIP 8.
My advice is
Dark Links give you. Is there anything that gives VIP points other than just gem spending?
I believe the Alliance chests give you VIP.
Yeah.
I'm not certain that they have many events out yet that give you VIP as well.
Yeah, there's probably like Rise of Kingdoms, right? You probably trade Alliance credits or something, but it's overpriced.
No, I in the Alliance shop, I
No,
don't
you
believe
get
you can get.
from if somebody purchase, for example, from events spinning wheel, especially, you get from that as well.
Yeah, but not
Just,
from Alliance credit, not from Alliance currency. No.
And the daily bundles,
Not
those give
from
what,
Alliance
same
currency.
thing? 1,000 gems?
For spending, I don't know someone who spends that, but if you can answer that.
Which one? Sorry.
The daily bundles, how many gems do they give?
This one here.
Yeah, this one.
It looks
if
like
you buy
225.
this one, if you buy
Oh, that's
these
good.
these two, you combine them and you buy the builder. I think you will be able to reach level 8 in
Very
no
close,
time.
if
So
not.
how much? Yeah,
Just-
Yeah, I
I
just know
will
the
go.
daily bundles have Velen. I want to track and see what the average legend tokens for him you get are. It's like in Rise of Kingdoms, I think if you buy them every day, it's 36 gold a week for the commander.
Yeah, it's all over the place. To be honest with you, I'm gonna say 3, 4 sometimes. I've gotten as 20 once. I've gotten 1 a whole bunch of times.
I think 5 of us just track what we get every day, like 5 of the spenders for a month. We can find an average.
Sure. I mean, I'll be doing those daily for some.
Probably
just
as you can see his stream now, the daily that you're buying, that's common. 1,200 did the diamonds. So within a week, you will manage to get VIP 8, and that's going to cost you like times 7.
Yeah, the $35 investment on VIP 8, that should be day one focus for everyone. The rest of it should come second.
Wait, what was that?
All right, that's important right there, guys. That's what I was going to just ask them. It costs about $35, so that's still considered a low spender. If you want to get to VIP 8 day one, $35, you could pick up the packs that they were just talking about, and you'll have VIP 8. You'll be getting those legendary tokens for upgrading your legendary heroes along the way. So that's good value, in my opinion. I'll be doing that. And the builder as well.
Item. Yes.
So I see $35 is like buying a cheap game or going to the movies. If you were just going to spend nothing at all, doing that to get that legend token every day from that point on would probably be one of your best investments.
my line is I've spent more on uglier girls.
First goal, as a low spender, what should be your first goal? What you're aiming for? Obviously, on rock, you aim for your first T4 unit so you passively make it. and you also
As a low spender, I think the first thing you should do is VIP 8.
Just as you're also
like,
the first thing you should be focusing on research-wise is also T4, as we previously mentioned. For
Right.
research, it's definitely T4. For VIP, it's definitely VIP 8. So that's the gem spending thing.
So is it 5 marches? It's VH22 again.
Yes, it's exactly the same as Rock. You get 3 marches at City Hall 11, you get 4 at City Hall 17, and you get 5 at City Hall 22.
Right, brilliant.
Can I also ask when we're doing this, if for example I'm thinking of getting like a farm account up and running as well, are we gonna have a place for farm accounts, or do I just like duck him in the corner and hope nobody finds him?
Well, good question. For the first few days, we will not have a farm account alliance. Then eventually, the third alliance in each group, so Blood Moons and Blood Oaths, the third alliance will become the farm alliance as members merge into the top 2. That's the plan so far. We will not leave farm accounts stranded in any way. They will always have a place somewhere.
All right, you guys were asking that we wait a few days to create farms, not only for that, but also because of potential server cap as well, right?
No, there won't be a server cap. It has been confirmed by Call of Dragons support that there will be no server cap in the first few servers. That's why we're gonna jump in the first server that opens up. That's the plan.
So make your farm account from the get-go like that. You're not that far behind.
Yeah, I mean, if you have time, focus on the time. Your main account should be your first focus. If you have time,
we do still want people to wait at least a day for the farm account. Just a day.
Just so
we're not forcing anything. It's their own personal choice, but we won't have space in the top 3 alliances for farm accounts until after a couple of days. If they want to make
the plan is to make the 2 alliances that we merge out of, we will make them farm shells, and that space won't be available for your farm account until after we merge down. So you really won't be able to make that much progress on your farm unless you wait a day. You're going to be waiting a day to make the progress anyway, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if there's no server cap, that was my next question. Should we go ahead and create like a third tier alliance to bring people over? Like, let's say I have a lot of friends in the Rise of Kingdom community, and a good group of them are F2P players. So when they see the application, they're kind of turned off.
Yes. Okay. What we have said is everyone can join us. They can make us just an account in our server whenever they feel like it. However, the spots in the top alliances are occupied until after we have space. If your friends want to join our server, they can feel free to. They can join any alliance they wish to join. That will accept them. And then eventually, if they're kept up, if they're strong enough, they can join our main alliances.
Awesome. Yeah. And some of these guys, even as F2P or low spenders, they beat up on big guys all the time just because they've been playing so long and know what they're doing.
We definitely want to be as friendly as possible with other ROK players because we want this game to grow and we want this to be really big and fun for a very long time.
Hey guys, I just want to let you know, if you're just coming into the stream right now, what we're watching is a guide for all free-to-play players and for low spenders diving into Call of Dragons for the first time. We're here with the Blood family meeting, and they're kind of giving all the tips that they have from playing the beta over the last few months. So really great information can be pulled out of this. Let's dive back into the meeting. Feel free to get involved in the chat. Make sure you subscribe because I'm putting out Call of Dragons videos every single day in this brand new channel. Back to the meeting.
We are going to, I mean, being that we're making this group and everything, we are going to want the rewards, you know? So if they choose to fight us over it, we're not going to have much choice. But we're not going to be trying to wipe anybody out, to destroy any alliances. That is never going to be the goal here. We want the game to thrive.
Yeah, in my experience, sometimes these active low spenders or FTP players are often better than what you get when you ask for spenders because you get some farmer whales that we're just going to kill anyway.
Absolutely. And those people will be weeded out.
You're not going to wrap these guys around, then we have a backup too.
There is
I have a
still a
quick question about
conversation going on
groups.
within leadership about that kind of subject. I'm gonna ask Steele to put an announcement regarding that kind of scenario because there are gonna be so many people that want to leech off us, not leech off us, but be near us. You know, I mean, we have 16 people on our 1,600 people in our server. We've accepted like 240, right? So I think we need to have some sort of direction as to say, hey, you know, come to our server. We're going to be friendly. We're not going to be tyrants. We're going to work together. And I think, you know, as our group, we should be friendly and leaderish and guidance and stuff like that. Now, you want to fight us for the dragon? Please, that's what we're here for, you know. But other than that, you know, I want to grow a community. I like this game. I want to play for many, many years, and I want our server to be huge. When we go and merge with another server, I want to just wipe them out and say this is ours.
Yeah, we'll wipe out 3 servers at once.
And that's something I've been kind of thinking about. Is it's really hard to zero people, so you're gonna, you know, managing and enforcing these rules is going to be a little bit different and possibly more challenging, right?
Can I ask about group training in the beginning? I just have a quick question. I've been trying to get it in.
Yes.
In the beginning for free-to-play low spenders, how important is it to push farming troops early on? Should we be using training speed-ups early to get enough farmers out there as fast as we can for the XP? Because I'm hearing 2 sides each time. We're like, no, don't do it. Then some people are saying, yes, do it. So I need to know.
It all depends on you because, for example, even if you have a low amount of troops, as long as you're being active and sending them out constantly, it won't affect how much XP you're getting. But if you're not active and you don't want to constantly send out farmers, you need a lot more troops to increase the troop load. So it depends on you, of course, and that's why many people have many different opinions.
On that note, in terms of events and stuff, are we going to predetermine people's positions? No. Or is it a complete free fall?
Yes, it will be free for all.
Okay.
Well, thank you for that, by the way. I don't know what I'm going to do.
I'm asking because, you know, free to play and low spenders, we hoard for a while and then we just push at some point. And so I just want to be sure that we're not going to get like gimped in that sense, because that just changes how we prioritize things, right?
No. One thing I would like to say is that in Call of Dragons, because I'm also was a hoarder in Rock as well, a free to play and low spender, but in Call of Dragons in the early game, especially season 1, you should not be hoarding. I'll be honest with you, it is not worth it. You should be using everything you get, as it will help your account more than hoarding for one specific event. Especially in this kind of server where, I'll be honest, free-to-plays and low spenders, we won't have much opportunity at winning events. But either way, it is your personal choice. It's just my advice on hoarding.
Rock, mate. That's the same with Rock. If you're a low spender, you should literally be trying as hard as you can to get your first T4 unit so you can passively make it for a long time, and then get the H22 for 5 marches. Then you work on your eco tech. Don't even touch another T4 for a while. So it kind of sounds like it's the same aspect of that. So that's
okay, guys, we have one more thing to go over, and then we'll make this fully into a Q&A. We just want to talk about artifacts really quickly. Dadbot, if you can do that.
Cool. Artifacts, ideally, they work the same as commanders. You get your EXP, you got your stars, you got your stats. Essentially, what you're going to do is you're going to earn your dust like you would your EXP. A different type of Darkblade. I can show you those in a second. But you're going to earn your dust here, and from your dust, you're going to be able to level up your stars. Your stars are leveled up by using other artifact items. I'll show you that in a second. And then through there, your marksman unit attack will go up with your dust. Your legional attack will go up with your stars. Damage taken and damage dealt are in relation to how many times you've upgraded the actual artifact itself. In my case, I've done all 5 upgrades. So I get a skill damage factor of 3,600, but I also receive damage taken minus 5% and damage dealt plus 5%. If I was at 1,800, so I only had 1 artifact, I would only receive 1% of each of those. Those come at corresponding stars 5 and 6. To show you what upgrading looks like, Let me find one here. There we go. So you use other artifact items to star up these items. Same idea as a commander. Each artifact has a different stats to it and a different active skill. Some are damage dealing, some are healing. Again, more damage dealing. This one here will actually take some units with you and another unit, and will transport you to somewhere else in your territory. You've got this one here, will blink from one place to another. You've got some farming ones, some speed ones. Legendary ones are obviously the ones that you really want to push. With artifacts, they don't reset as much with the new season. So you're keeping your artifacts, you're keeping your stars. So there's something that you actually want to invest in. Same thing with the idea of commanders, where you actually keep those. I mean, they reset in the level, but you do keep them per season. So I always preach investing artifacts is really where it's at. So you've got your legendary artifacts. When you have your epics, epics are a little more for behemoth and darklings. They're good for your low spenders or free to plays to pick up EXP real quickly. But again, if you have the opportunity to go with some legendary, that's definitely the way to go. You have your blue tier as well. This guy here is your only available provoke or taunt right now. So blue definitely still has a place. PvP, ice magic, things like that. We have some farming artifacts again, up your load. We have things like this guy here, where using your skill will actually instantly clear out a node to a certain amount of resources. So artifacts are definitely a big thing you want to be thinking about. There will be different artifact events for some of the premium ones. The premium ones are pretty expensive. I'm not gonna lie, you're not gonna get, like a Phoenix Eye on the first spin. You're gonna have to spend 50, 60 spins to get the first one. And then there's 5 or 6 that you want after that. So keep that in mind when you're looking at your legendaries. Don't just go for all of them. Figure out what you kind of want for, and then keep an eye out for them. Other than that, like I said, the epics and the blues, I mean, grab them all. Use them. But the legendaries be a little bit more picky on. I think that more or less covers that. As far as the Darklings go, like I said, there's kind of 3 different kinds that you're looking for. Darkling Patrols. These guys have your basic EXP. These are for your Watchtower, leveling up heroes, and your usual goodies. You also have your Dark Creatures. Same idea, but this is for your dust. You get a little bit of EXP anyways, but you get your dust, and then you get a little bit of rewards from it. Getting both of these will earn you dark keys from here. Let me show you a dark key real quick. This is a dark key. You can hold up to 5 of these. So using the dark key, you go and you can open up these chests. Let's find one that's not hiding behind a tree. There we go. You can get different level progressions. You can get ones that are up to 5. So if you're holding 5 keys, you want to go for 5 chests. In those chests, you're going to get a chance to pick up an artifact, or you will get an artifact, but you get a chance at one of these artifacts. This one here is super nice. It actually spawns a high-level recess node right beside you, which is just wonderful, especially when you get a couple upgrades into it. Just spawning a level 7 beside you in Zone 1 is just wonderful. And then you get some dust, and then, of course, we get Alliance chests from that as well, which goes straight to here and keeps popping off in here. This is a little bit different than ROK, I believe. I believe ROK is just like a set. You get this with this chest. Whereas this is just a percentage base. You have a chance of getting these things. Obviously, the higher the chest, the higher the percentage of getting those things. Key system for the artifacts is identical to the one for the heroes. Let me buy a couple of keys here just to... I'm cheap, so I'm going to buy the cheap ones. And here. So here we have this is the hero one. Same ideas are okay, maybe a little flashier, which is kind of cool. Usually don't get much. And then key system for the artifact, same idea. Open it up, you get a low level one, which is kind of fun. some of these artifacts are just literally for fun. Let me show you real quick. And set off fireworks and have some fun. I think that's about it. Any other questions for that?
Yeah, I have one.
How do you unlock?
Okay.
Go ahead.
How do you unlock? Yeah, the legendary artifact.
So the majority of them will come from keys, just like the commanders. Probability table is garbage as usual. Most of them come from here. There are some premium item ones that have come out that you can't get here yet. You just get from the events that come
So
out.
you have to buy them, the premium ones.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. You're spending for some of these premium ones for sure.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured.
Yeah.
So do you need only one legendary artifact to get it to full power?
Just the main hero. The deputy doesn't need the artifact, but you obviously want an artifact per march of something. Does that make sense?
I think he was asking more if you need like duplicates for upgrading or something along those lines. Maybe.
Oh, I see. So not necessarily. Let me go back to the upgrading section here.
I see, like armor friends.
You can use other ones, but they do offer generic ones also. So it doesn't take. You don't need the same artifact over and over again. You just need to use the artifact. So like I have an extra one here. I can use it to upgrade to a level 6 nether legendary. Doesn't matter. Or I have like a generic one that I've received in an event. Somebody was asking about skill locks earlier. I wanted to mention it's not a skill lock, but it's sort of like a reforge option. Where are we here? Skills, talent, retrain. So it's just like a random reset of your skills. When you restart the seasons, you restart at level 1. So that's the time to do these kind of resets, and then you can kind of control where your points are going a little bit. But that's the closest thing we have to a skill lock at the moment.
I have a real quick question regarding artifacts. Since we're focused a lot here on free to play and low spenders, what artifacts should we really be focusing on? Like, is it realistic to be able to max out to level 60 these legendary ones for our free to play players?
So to get to level 60, yes, that is realistic. The not so realistic part comes in actually obtaining them and upgrading this particular part here, the skill damage factor. Those take the actual same artifact. So what I would say in the early days, free to play, low players, slow spending, and even myself, I'm going to look a lot of these epic guys. They're great for Darklings. They're great for behemoths. Merit system, which is a new thing I believe for most people, where you earn merits for your kills. This doesn't open up for the first, I think, week and a half, almost 2 weeks. So it's not really encouraging to kill and fight PvP until that happens. Obviously, unless your alliances are building and then you're fighting. So what I would suggest is use your keys. If you get lucky, that's awesome. Some of these guys are just fantastic. But the low spenders, I mean, don't focus on the legendaries too much. Really look at the epics; they're fun. This guy's a lot of fun. He actually will knock the troop backwards. And again, some of these blue ones here are great for PvP. This one's nice and fun. It just drops like a big ice shard right on the guy. So don't be discouraged and say, "Hey, that's not for me," or "I can't do it." The ones that show up and ask you for $1,500 or 1,500 gems just to spin, don't ignore those. But a lot of these ones you'll get right out of chests. This tier of airborne comes right out of those chests that I was just showing you guys, and same with a couple of these other ones and out of keys. I would even say to put in perspective, the Phoenix Eye is the only one that I've actually spent money on. The Shadow Blades I've received through keys, and I've received through this ruin, kind of like a challenging week. I'm not sure what they're calling it, but kind of daily and weekly challenges. And I believe everybody will probably get the same opportunity to get one at the end. This is my third season now, so I've had an opportunity to get a couple. It's been the same one over and over again. So keep that in mind. Like I said, go for your legendaries you can. Don't blow your budget, but it doesn't really take a whole lot to get some cool artifacts.
Do you get rewards past level 19?
Sorry, say that again?
Do you get the rewards past level 19 in previous picture?
Sorry, do you get them past level 18?
19.
I'm sorry, I'm not missing the question.
The rewards you show earlier,
past
top
60?
and bottom, the in rock it's Luciferian scrolls.
I'm not sure. I'm sorry.
Could you type it into the chat so that anyone can read it and tell you that?
Yeah, perfect. Sorry.
Hey, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, go on.
Is anybody? So I haven't been playing beta, so I don't. I'm kind of going off of all the guides that I've been seeing. But has anybody created a guide for artifacts? I guess I'm kind of worried about, when you're playing Rock and you get like the first time and you get a legendary commander and you're like, oh my god, this is amazing, and then you end up like blowing stuff on a shitty commander,
Right.
and I see myself doing that by like getting excited by something that sucks long term. So is there anybody who's made guides for these?
I'm sure there's some guides out. Everything.
Well, I can answer that actually because I've also been looking a lot at guides, and for one thing that there's very little guides on is artifacts. That's because it's a very different system to any kind of other city builder, and it's constantly changing. For example, the two best artifacts were taken off of test a few weeks ago and were put in an event. So I hope what Dadbot explained is enough because there are very little guides on artifacts. But as you go, if you have any questions, ask any officer in your alliance to guide you because there are not many guides on this topic.
There is a reforge option. You get one free every 30 days. We got a couple free ones in like an update, so hopefully we get some free ones. But it's not all lost if you screw up.
Okay.
I like to say for the people that were trying to ask a question earlier and we could not understand them, type it in the chat in the question for Sunday meeting, and we can understand you and answer the question. We'll start going over the questions that are written soon.
If you're not, go ahead. Sorry.
As long as no one here has any more questions, we can start going through the questions written in the chat.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, like, if you're not familiar with like playing in a global launch of a game, they're gonna change stuff. They're gonna change so much stuff. So like, there's always gonna be like any question that we answer now is always subject to the fact that like they will make balancing changes. Like people are gonna break stuff and they're gonna change it. I know they already had a beta for this game and they've already kind of started making those changes, but global launch just tends to be a little more all hands on deck with the coding teams and stuff like this. So they're a lot more apt to like make changes. So the idea that like, there's a certain extent to where like if you can only ever spend $500 on this game, spending it on day one of global launch to invest in some artifact might overall just be a bad idea, regardless of how good that artifact is right now. So just like pace yourself. That's always like the right answer. Like if you're free to play and you're only going to get stuff as you get it, you should be pacing yourself because you're going to get you might get lucky and get 12 of one artifact and like you get to max that one out, and that may be a worse artifact, but because you've got to max it out, it's going to be better than only having the level one of the one that is better. So just pace yourself. That's the answer to that will always be like, do not invest everything immediately as you get it. Give yourself some time to where it's like, I need an artifact that is very functional right now, and then sort of balance that with like, am I capable of participating in the events that we're doing every day because I'm missing out on not having invested? It's always, there's a game of that, but the global launches of games include massive changes to balancing.
That's a great point right there that they're making. This has been beta, so major changes can happen upon launch or even after launch happens. With that being said, I'm going to be putting out an artifact guide soon, seeing that there's a need for it. I'm going to hook up with one of these experts on artifacts, probably bring them on a video to give a little bit of guidance to you guys that don't know much about artifacts, and to guide myself as well.
Safest investment you can probably do is just going to be the pop-up bundles from upgrading your city. The only way that those would ever change is for them to actually nerf what's in them and make them less valuable. So, and pop-up games in any game, even in Rise of Kingdoms, have always been the best value in a game if you were going to spend. A pop-up is usually a very safe investment.
Okay. Thamian just asked if he should focus on epics as a mid to high spender or just go for legendaries. Wait, he's speaking about artifacts instead of heroes. Yes, if you're a mid high spender, definitely go for the legendary artifacts.
Let me just go over the artifacts real quick, because people keep talking about the artifacts, and I'll say this right away. Unless you're going to spend like 2,000 per month, don't even bother like wasting money on spinning artifacts. It's just not worth it. First, they're RNG, and you need like 100 more, like 100 or even more than 100 like spins to even get a good chance at getting the artifact that you want. It's just not worth it, at least like right now. And even if free-to-play will be able to get like legendary artifacts over time. So I wouldn't like, yeah, artifacts are important, but I would not worry about it right now, to be honest.
I'm gonna add to that a little bit if that's okay. Most of these artifacts will actually come in keys. Only few of the artifacts, the big premium guys, are going to be the ones that you're spending on. Avoid those. But things like Shadow Blade, Teardrop, a lot of these, I've said I've come from keys or come from other various events and stuff like that, just by playing the game, and nothing by extra spending. So don't worry about that. If you get a legendary, go for it, upgrade it, do your thing. Don't worry about it too much.
Kyle asks if we can add a channel for a list of artifacts. I would like to say that there's no definite list, and I feel like a channel would mostly confuse people and make it seem like you should only invest on the ones we believe are first. As I said, artifacts are like the most complex part of the game so far, so there's no definite list of top, second, third, I guess, and so on.
I feel like still having a channel would be helpful, even if it's not like ranking, just to kind of give recommendations. Because I always like to see what other people are doing.
That's what I was kind of saying. You could update it as you go, and just make people aware that it could change at any time. I think it would save a lot of chatty questions for your leadership. You could just have them go check the Discord, because people are going to be asking a million questions as soon as this thing opens.
One thing, no matter how much you explain and where you explain it, people are still going to ask 1,000 questions.
Having it in writing is
I will
helpful
definitely
too.
bring it up with leadership. I will definitely mention adding a specific channel for artifacts, and maybe we can do that maybe today or tomorrow if people ask
so much time.
That will at least be tomorrow, because Abda, the server owner and our leader, is actually on a camping trip right now, so he won't be back
getting it all out of his system before global, socializing all he can before.
Yeah,
you guys are gonna get so overwhelmed.
He's getting his life in now, because he won't have one after launch.
No, he's not gonna have one very soon. And anything he can do to free that up a little bit, that's what I'm looking at, right?
Adbod.
Yes.
This Cogna, sorry. Can I give my tuppence on artifacts?
Yes, please.
Yeah, sure. The problem with artifacts and giving a tier list is they're very, very personal. Just to give Cavalry as an example, there's at least 5 artifacts that are absolutely amazing on Cavalry, and it really depends on your style. So Sauron's Blade that you just had there is amazing for raiding. It boosts your speed. It hits 3 targets. It is really good for behind enemy lines, killing hunters. On the flip side, there's another sword called the Kingslayer, which quite literally kills units below 10% health and hits 5 targets. It's brilliant for frontline fighting if you're using your cavalry as shock troops. Then there's another one which is actually an epic. It makes you invisible. It's brilliant for sneaking through a pass, getting your cavalry behind enemy lines to yet again go hit their harvesters. And then something that myself and Dadbot witnessed recently with, I think it was a TA cavalryman we were trying to chase down, is these blink arrows, where he basically pulled our pursuing cavalry onto the high ground and then used the blink arrow to teleport onto the low ground and wave to us, and off he went, and we were just standing there looking stupid. The artifacts very much you build around. There is no best in slot, sadly, when it comes to artifacts. There's what suits your style of play. I think that's a good summary, hopefully.
Yeah, so pretty much what it sounded like to me is like you have the best artifact for big AoE damage for field, right? Then you're going to probably have an artifact that's better for a rally or for different, deleting one target.
Yeah.
You could totally rank those separately, right? Like tier lists or.
Yeah, they're all situational and they're all opinionated too. Like somebody may like this one better than another one, but that's the big debate of it.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, opinionated is the key.
Okay. Does anyone else have any questions about artifacts? Okay, let's go over some questions asked in the Question Sunday meeting. It was asked how many farms you should build and when you should build them. As we said, wait on the couple of first days until we can get you in a farm alliance. And then it was added if we will run events. Yes, we will arrange events. We have specific officers for running events. That is not something you should worry about. Someone asked for a spending guide.
That's not to say that we will fix rewards like free for all events.
We already went over that. There will be no fixed rewards.
Yeah.
Someone already asked.
Yeah.
Someone asked for a spending guide. We have shared a spreadsheet of the best bundles and what you should focus on in the server. Which commander to prioritize when the game launches? Definitely Walder, Guanan, and Eliana as the first 3 epics to run marches. Someone asked for their marches. Lilia Velen, very good march. Guan and Nico for marksman, very good march. Kela Pan for Vestials. I would not recommend Kela Pan. I get what you're trying to go for, thinking that because they're gathers are going to be a high level. But I would probably recommend using an epic because they should also be a decent level if you're using them as secondaries. And then Ordo and Tsakcha. I would recommend for everyone to build Ordo as an engineer. So for when we build buildings and burn buildings, you have a good engineer hero. So you can burn them faster and build them faster. Ordo should be your engineer all the time. Unless you're a very big spender and you can afford to make someone else an engineer. Ordo is a blue commander.
What about Hosk?
Who?
Hosk.
Hosk is a rally commander.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, he looks pretty good, but very expensive.
Yeah, he's a very good all-rounder. You can use him in many marches.
I won't take him past 5111 myself. If you're an ROK fan, he's got a very Barca feel, and I think he'll be pretty obsolete pretty quickly myself. But he's a great secondary. He's a fun secondary commander right now. He's got a cool storyline, looks cool, that kind of stuff. But other than that, no, I don't think I'm going to invest too much more than the first original pack, which gave me 60 heads and gave me 5111.
Yeah, that's pretty good advice because it does look like Hannibal.
My advice, if you want engineer which is better than Ordo, it's better level up Nico, where you have like marksman and engineer in the same time.
Yes. In season 2, Nico should be the primary. Even if you're free to play or low spender, in season 2 for your archer march, Nico should be the primary. Whether you run Guanin or Kinara behind him, that's your decision. But in season 2, he should be primary, so he shouldn't be built as an engineer. Is Valen?
How long do we have for our first big fight?
Oh well, what we will do in season 1, because in season 1 we believe it's going to be very easy. We don't believe we're going to have any actual strong opponents that can face us. So we will arrange fights for 2 reasons. First of all, being that it's fun, and we want experience fighting. And the second reason is merits. The more merits you have, you can buy stuff in the Alliance shop. And fighting doesn't actually cost much because you can actually free heal in this game. So there's no resource loss. Merits will also decide which players will get to be in the main alliance to get the dragon rewards. It won't just be people in Blood Oath. It will be decided by merits, so everyone has a chance to get the dragon rewards in the end of the game.
Yeah, the reason I'm asking is that commander investment, right? Like you can save up your universal legendary tokens or whatever until something new is going to be released if there's a timeline.
Yeah, season 1.
They're obviously.
Yeah, I get your question.
Drop stuff.
Season 1, it's not a season where we're going to be fighting any opponent. Within 7 days of the game starting, season 2 is going to start, and that's when we're going to start facing opponents.
In 7 days?
70.
Oh, 70. Okay, so
yes.
So a good thing to do would be to not max invest on legendary commanders. Just get them 5-1-1-1 or whatever.
It's your choice. To be honest, I personally will because I need them for many activities. But if you want to save up, you can save up. There won't be any fights in season 1, any big ones.
This is different from Rise of Kingdoms, though. You don't really get many universal heads here. They are usually always bound to a commander. Even the daily VIP head, it's bound to a commander of your choice.
That's a very good point, actually.
So forcing us to make a selection. Got it.
I'm gonna butt in there. I know we're talking not a whole lot of action season 1, at least beta. That's what the thing is. This is server 1, and there's no cap to this server. I think we're gonna have a ton of fire. We're not going to have organized groups. We're going to just be smarter than everybody. But I think we're going to have a lot of little people just biting at our ankles. So there'll be plenty of time to have fun and get nerds and stuff like that. Go all out? No, don't do that. Lilia, if you can, awesome. Other than that, 5-1-1-1 legendaries, just go with that until you decide what you like, and then go from there.
Yeah,
I like
hear it for them as little people. Events, one-op march, and then be ready for like a drop, of a new, because I think they're going to drop fast as being a global launch, right?
I would assume so. I would expect probably a couple of new commanders right off the bat, maybe another like a fourth faction at some point, But yeah, same thing as Rise of Kingdoms. If you know Rise of Kingdoms, you know how fast those things are going to turn over. They're here to make money.
Yeah, I can see some
they're just milking you.
I can see some new artifacts being put out too.
Yeah, I might as well just give my bank account information and just call it a day.
Take my money.
Can you just take it before taxes, please?
You're right. That being said, yeah, exactly. I'll be on voice as much as I can be this week, just to sit here and answer just silly little questions. Just to help everybody gain the best they can. It's my opinions. It's not facts all the time, but I'll be here, and anybody who wants it, I'm happy to answer questions.
Let's keep going through the questions that have been asked. Someone asks best commanders for open field, rally, and garrison. Open field, definitely mage commanders such as Lilia, Valen. Also, Archer Commanders are pretty good. Kanara and Nico are a very good pair for open field. For Garrison, Madeline and Nika have been the OP March so far for Garrison. And for rallies, it's been Bakshi and Emrys. Also, there have been some Archer March rallies and some infantry rallies as well.
Yeah, I've heard of Madeline and Kosk for rally infantry.
Yeah.
That's a really strong one.
Tusk can be used as a secondary in all rallies, basically. It depends on what you decide and what the situation is.
It kind of reminds me of Fly with that defense reduction stuff going on.
Will we be assigned to the split alliances by name, or are we going to join the main one? Each alliance has their own certain plan. We as Moons have announced our plan. I believe Oz will announce it soon.
How many farm accounts do you need?
It really depends on you. In this game, the resources are not as required as in Rock. You need a lot of resources to be able to fight for days, while in this game you can fight for days without having multiple farm accounts. But the more you have, the better. To be honest, you can also share with your alliance members. So as much as you can run, I'd say one is, well, of course it's the minimum, but it's also not a bad number to just have one, as long as you're always farming on it.
Yeah, I would think you'd wait a couple days, make the one farm, and then as we get more space, in a week or two, start making more. Gives you time to think, you're building 2 accounts.
So
And we
what
have
I'm
sorry, go on. Yes.
What I'm going to try, and I may suggest this later depending on what happens. We all know the rules in ROK where you can only make 2 accounts in a kingdom, but if you make one in another kingdom migrated in, you can have more than 2 accounts in the kingdom. I'm going to be testing something very similar to that in Call of Dragons, and I'm going to make a farm account in every server. I'll just take it to past the tutorial. I'm not going to spend any time on them. But what I'm trying to test with that is when we server merge at season 2 is if I can keep that account in the server. Like if those accounts will all be in one server together. And if that works, that could be a strategy for getting more farm accounts into the server without having to use multiple email addresses.
You can. I've had people try and get in the beta, but the thing is, you never know if it's like if it'll be this like the merges, if it will happen the same as it'll happen in the beta, where everyone is just merged with the servers right after them. But in the global launch, it may be like Rise of Kingdoms, where you're merged by power or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying just take an account, only do the tutorial, don't spend much of time. Do the
Someone asked who is the best hero to spend legendary tokens on. As previously mentioned, you don't really get many universal tokens. And there are many heroes that you can invest on, but I'd say if you're free to play, definitely Velen. Velen is currently the best mage for free to play, so best legendary mage, and he will greatly improve your open field march.
So whoever's making all those farms will be our good spy for for KVK.
Sorry, what was
that? That's Silver Sword. I'm just doing it as a test, but yeah.
If you can get all the king mails, you can let us know what's going on.
Are there king mails in this game? I don't know.
No.
I bet there will be.
No, because there's no king.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's no kingdom mail, like that just goes out to the whole kingdom.
Yep.
Yeah,
I mean, I could. I could keep an eye on rankings, but
this game is like different from Rise of Kingdoms, where in Rise of Kingdoms people usually just like fight for the leadership, like the king position in the KD, right? You kind of do the same here, but for the dragon. The thing is, on Rise of Kingdoms, you're literally forced to work with whoever wins, because otherwise you either migrate or you're forced to play with them in KVKs. You know what I mean? Because you're just solid. You'll be in the same kingdom. Here it's different because you can literally join the enemies when servers merge, so you don't really have like kingdom mails or anything like that. Actually, from my experience in the beta, if you win the dragon, the other alliances that you defeated usually just join your enemies next season.
Moopsy asks, what commander should we use to fight Darklings at launch? If you start as League of Order, Walder and Guanin, and then he asks if Gathers level 20 are a priority. I would say Gathers level 20 are a priority, but you should be able to get them level 20 just by gathering, and not really just dropping many XP books on them. I think just focus on gathering a lot with them, and that will eventually get them at level 20.
I watched a tutorial where they killed Darklings with their gatherers in the beginning just to get them leveled up so you gather faster.
I would say on season 1 you can just focus on gatherers, but on season 2 and onwards, just level gatherers by gathering, and just for the other years you actually want to use your PvP marches. Because season 1 we probably won't have that many wars, but after season 2 and onwards, you want to level up your PvP heroes as fast as possible.
But you still need the strong heroes for many things, such as Behemoth, such as Dragontail. So definitely use your XP books on strong heroes. Someone asked how many gold heads to max legendary heroes. It's the same as Rise of Kingdoms. You need 10 to unlock and 690 to eventually max them. So overall, it costs 700 heads to max your hero. That's all the questions that have been asked so far in text.
When
If
you
anyone... Tell me?
When you transfer resources from farm account, do you need to pass captcha?
No, not yet. They haven't added any capture for now.
I believe they will add that for global. But there is no captcha check yet. No. When you say pop-ups are the best value, is this still true compared to the daily deals?
I'm not sure actually, but I believe so. Pop-ups in general just the best value usually. If you're really low, really low spender, maybe the very first daily deal is better. But if you can afford the pop-ups, you should. Especially the legendary hero pop-ups, where you get 10 heads for $5. That's very high value.
I would say if you've looked at the data and the spreadsheets that we have shared, and to you it looks like you'll benefit more from the dailies than the pop-ups, and definitely get the dailies. I believe there's some difference between them. I believe that the pop-ups offer some other things compared to gems, to only gems. But it's your decision, whatever is best for your account.
Yeah, it depends on the pop-up, right? Like Writer of History bundle and ROK is probably the best one. That and Vanquisher or whatever. There's others that just aren't really worth it.
For example, you mentioned the City Hall and Research pop-up cubes. They help you research more and build more. That's the point. So if you're more interested in gems than building and research, then you should definitely get the dailies.
I'm just gonna day one do it all.
As a spender, can we go after the 70-day spending plan in the channel below?
Yeah, I mean that's just the plan that one of the users made. It's an efficient plan, but you don't need to follow it. Not every spender needs to follow it. It's just what that specific user was planning on doing, because it's efficient. Everything included there is efficient in terms of how much you're gonna spend, how much value you're gonna get. But if you want to advance faster, yeah, you can also spend more. Or if you can spend 2.3k, you can also spend less. So it's just a template, pretty much.
Yeah, thank you. Anyone else have any other questions? If not, we can end this meeting very soon.
Can you?
Yes. Yes, of course. Firstly, something that's very crucial to keep in mind is that the first 2 days you have a shield on. You get a shield when you start the game, and this shield lasts for 2 days. No one can attack you or anything of that sort. So you're very safe for the first 2 days. Just make sure you don't activate War Frenzy and eliminate your shield. Then, as you mentioned, you are safe on your own alliance's territory. Make sure you are on your alliance's territory at all times. After 2 days, there should be a lot of territory for you to teleport on, so there shouldn't be any problems. You can also gather without getting attacked in your alliance territory, which is an amazing mechanism.
Not anymore, I think.
Tell me?
I think they changed that again.
They changed that again?
Yeah, I think you can now be attacked again if you're gathering even on alliance territory.
I will reach that bot if you can confirm that. I'm not sure.
Yes, you can.
The question that I asked, sorry, I had myself muted, was, can you be zeroed in the game, and are you safe on Alliance territory? And the answer was yes, you are safe in Alliance territory. That's what we've gotten so far.
The only ways to be knocked off a territory are via cannon tower or the territory being taken away from underneath you somehow.
Yep, and this goes without saying, but I think people that played Rock already know this, but for everyone else that don't, wars here last a very, very, very long time, and there's obviously time zones that the Alliance is a bit more dead than others. Obviously, everyone has to sleep. So if you're on the front lines, make sure you TP back, so you don't. So just in case you lose a flag, you don't get rallied.
Back on Echo's question about zeroing in this game, unlike Rise of Kingdoms, when your city gets attacked, only 30% of your troops die instead of 50%, and your hospitals don't get overrun because you have infinite hospital capacity in this game. So zeroing is definitely less of a thing here than in Rise of Kingdoms. So you should be a lot safer here than in Rise of Kingdoms.
That's the thing. How do we enforce rules without being able to zero? What's the plan on that?
I mean, I said you can only 30% of your troops die, but if you get attacked constantly, eventually you will run out of troops.
It's the type of game that being alone just sucks. So yes, somebody could be really annoying and hit farmers for a while, but eventually we're just gonna zero them out, and it just it's over for them. And we're earning merits off them as it. So it's more of a scenario that the mechanics of the game have really set up. It's hard to be a rule breaker or at least very rogue, and it's definitely hard to be solo or a small group of people. You need to have friends, otherwise you're not doing a whole lot.
Because also keep in mind that your heroes have a specific stamina, so you can only run around killing farmers for so long until basically you've run out of stamina. So going rogue here is not easy. Unlike Rise of Kingdoms, where a whale can just go rogue for as long as he's not getting zero, here that's not really possible.
Thank you guys for answering that.
No problem.
Can you chain Darklings like in Rock?
No, you cannot chain Darklings. Chaining them uses your XP. So, for example, if you hit them with your commander's AoE, the game will automatically take action points from you.
So is the grind if I have free time?
Sorry, tell me again.
Is the ways to grind other than
No,
Darklings?
not with Darklings, but this game has a lot more things to do than in Rise of Kingdoms. You have many different quests. You have a storyline you can follow, so you can play a whole day and not be bored because there's so many things to do here. But Darkling chaining is not one of them. Rage, I will unmute you as long as. Just give me a second to find you. Yes, Rage, you can ask your question.
It's all good now. I was just responding to the pop-ups questions.
Oh, okay. You can mute yourself. might be worth explaining the stamina system. Well, for everyone not familiar with the stamina system, every commander has a specific amount of stamina in this game. Stamina meaning that they can only attack as long as they have stamina. Stamina runs out and you gain stamina per hour. So this is a nerfing mechanism because they can only fight in the open field for so long until they run out of stamina in all of their commanders. As a free-to-play, stamina shouldn't really be affecting you much, but later on we will see, maybe in Season 2, if we have very big fights, it might affect us. I believe stamina is very much to our benefit because we have a lot of members, and the more members you have, the stronger you are in fights here, because the more members you'll have, the less they'll have because they'll run out of stamina. Does stamina decrease the more marches you used to fight? No, stamina is per commander, not per amount of marches.
So the way the stamina works is you take out your march with, say, Nico and Kinara, you hit an enemy player, and that's 10 stamina you lose. However, it works like you can hit, like when you go out of your city with your march, you can hit 1,000,000 enemy players, you'll still only lose 10 stamina. However, if you go back to refresh your march and go out again, you'll lose the 10 stamina again. Essentially, it's basically like 10 stamina per troop refresh, pretty much.
Yeah, that's a very good explanation.
Hey, I've got a question about that. Does stamina only get taken from the primary commander, or is it both commanders?
Both.
Okay.
Can you heal your march on the field so you save stamina?
Yes, there are many healing mechanisms. Also, healing artifacts.
Yeah, but they're kind of shit right now, to be honest.
I can imagine Echo being mad at us for swearing. Let's go now.
No, we're okay, guys. It's fine. You've been very good.
Yeah. Okay.
There are a couple different healing artifacts. The original beta was fun before you had to charge up your artifacts. We would just sit there and heal rallies all day long. It was pretty fun. But the tier of airborne actually gives you a nice AoE heal. Then there's this guy Staff of Spring, which is like a target-based heal. So there are some healing options. I am a big fan of using the tier of airborne when I'm doing 5 marches with Darklings, and then I just don't have to go back as much. But to heal in the field as much, it's a little more scarier because the less troops you have, the worse trades you're taking, the more you're putting in your hospital. So it's a bit of a trade-off.
And you actually do need to charge them up before you can cast them, which is a big negative.
So with regards to that, there's something in ROK that you can abuse. On Guan's 4th skill, I think it is, he heals when he leaves combat. And one way that you can take advantage of that is to basically just spam attack an empty flag, and you can heal up that march all the way back to full health. Is there any commander that has something similar to that could be abused in that way?
Not as far as I'm aware.
I haven't heard of this being used.
There's some talents in there that kind of follow what you're talking about, but there's no skills. Like there's no one troop type scenario. I don't know if ROK's finally nerfed that yet.
No, it's still usable.
But yeah, there are some talents. I'm not sure where that do offer some healing after battle. I'm just not sure exactly where they are.
That may be leverageable in some way.
Maybe, but as far as we know, at least in the beta, no one has really figured out a way to effectively abuse it.
Yeah, I think there's this here. He gives healing when you defeat an enemy, but it's small healing, and so I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what comes out of our learning experience.
Guys, I just want to say thank you for taking the time to do this for all of us that are trying to learn along the way. I'm going to actually drop from the call now, but just want to say thank you, and I'm always down to do this again. So appreciate everybody over here in the Blood family.
Thanks, brother.
No problem, man.
Thank you. Take care.
Oh, one more thing for all the Blood Oath members here. Make sure to fill up the spreadsheet. It's in Blood Oath announcements. Don't forget.
All right. So I hope that you guys found some of that valuable. I definitely learned a lot of things from these guys as well as watching what was being said in the chat. I have plans to meet up with a couple of people later on today, tonight, tomorrow, and start figuring out some new guides and content that I could put out for your guys' understanding and for me to learn as I go as well. Remember, I always say that I'm learning this game alongside with many of you. So this is going to be exciting. If you guys want to be part of Blood Moon or even be part of anything going on in the Blood family or just be in the chats, the Discord is linked below. Make sure that you subscribe because I've been putting out videos every single day, shorts, videos, live streams, and you're going to be able to follow along with everything that's being done inside of the Blood family. So all exciting times. Thank you guys so much for the support. I appreciate all of you, and we're gonna close out this live stream right now, and we'll be back with another one very soon. Take care, guys. Be good.